D, and I'm going to be talking to you today about one of the most insidious addictions that a lot of people don't know is even an addiction. First, I'm going to move my sheep out of the way here. He's not an addiction. He's just a little creature that I use in my tutoring sessions. Anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that many people have crossed my path in many of the several months that have passed. Some saying, D, we want you to go back to making your narcissism videos, go back to making your borderline videos and all the videos that you started making that helped us, that saved lives, that changed lives. Why don't you go back to doing that? We miss those videos that you used to do. And so, man, this is not working out. Hold on, I'm going to get this computer repositioned here. I'm not liking the way this is looking. Just a second. All right, let me lift this up on here without hopefully plugging in. There we go. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, they said, look, why don't you, make those videos again that you used to make that helped us so much. And then I've had just as many people come across my path saying, delusion or delusional as they call me, or D or DD or whatever, we don't like those videos you used to make about narcissists. We're sick of hearing about narcissists. Get on to something else. Well, guess what? The videos that started me on YouTube before this whole live stream malarkey started up were about narcissistic personality disorder, people that have been abused by narcissists, and how to break free of narcissists. So my intention is definitely to keep with what was working, with what I based my channel on, regardless of anybody that has crossed my path over the years in any way, shape, or form, because that is what my channel is about. My channel, and everybody knows me basically as the narc defeater or narc destroyer or whatever you want to call it. But the point is, people that know me, that have known me for a long time, like G. Marie, for instance, with me since I started my channel pretty much, knows that this is what I do. This is the whole reason I went to college. This is what started me even making video number 1 on YouTube, was exposing narcissistic people, exposing them for what they do, who they are, why they are that way, and especially if you're a victim of them, how to break free from them. So, and of course, since that time, and since narcissist number 1 in my life, I have encountered many other narcissists. And now I consider myself a little bit of an expert on how they operate, why they operate, and how to overcome their abuse and move forward. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, I'm using this book, excerpts from it, How to Break Your Addiction to a Person by Howard M. Halpern. You can actually order that now on Amazon or eBay for rather inexpensive. The copyright is 1982 by Howard Halpern, and the cover photograph copyright is 1983 by Bill Cage, CADG. Just so that we do everything in the up and up and we don't get, any problems with YouTube for using this material. All right, so in an addictive relationship, there is often a lot of love, at least on one end, and there's a lot of abuse on the other end, usually. But to be genuinely loving and committed, a person must be free to choose that relationship to another person and not feel forced into it or compelled or like they have to be in a relationship, because that's not love. That is compulsion. That is addiction. That's codependency or codependence. It's not love. It's not a healthy attachment either. A compulsion limits the freedom to choose. And if you feel like you're being forced into a relationship with somebody and not free to choose it, that removes that whole freedom to make decisions. That puts you right back into maybe your abusive past where a parent would not allow you to choose to do what you wanted to do, even as an adult. So that just brings a trigger in there all the time. All right, so if you're feeling like I have to have this person in my life, I have to be attached to them in some way, I can't let go of them, this is a compulsion. This is not love. This is not friendship. This is not a healthy relationship. So the first thing we know is that a relationship that's addictive has a compulsive side to it where you feel forced. Sometimes when you have a relationship and you go through something called withdrawal symptoms, similar to if you're a smoker or a drinker and you stop using that addictive substance. You will feel it in your chest, your stomach, your arms. You might have trouble sleeping. You might be irritable. You might cry a lot, be depressed, feel empty, feel like there's nothing you can do with your life because you spent all your waking moments with this person who controlled you and entertained you and kept you busy and attached and whatever. It can become so intense that it often will keep you from looking at the source of why you're addicted to begin with. You think that you just need this. And that's what your problem is. As long as you get this thing back, this friendship, this relationship, this mentorship, in my case, it was a mentor. As long as you have that mentor back, you will be a whole person. So you never look at what the heck is attaching me in the first place? Why do I keep connecting with these toxic individuals who demand so much of me yet give very little genuine stuff back? So that's what you're looking at here, is figuring out the why behind the attachment. All right. This is different than embracing the pain of the loss and accepting that it's over and moving on from the addiction into healthier relationships. That's totally opposite, and that's what you want to accomplish. Addiction is similar in many different cases. It's a sense of being incomplete, feeling empty, like a shell of a person, depressed, sadness, and like this feeling of like you need to latch onto something that's outside of yourself rather than finding the self-worth and the drive to continue in life on your own. Because another person will never complete you. They may entertain you, they may keep you company, you may feel love towards them, but they cannot complete you as a person. And that's the first point of addiction, is realizing that you don't need another person or a relationship with another person to be a complete person yourself. You are adequate and complete in and of yourself because God made you that way. He said he gave you all things pertaining to life and godliness. In other words, you're all set. You have everything you need. You just need to draw from that and stop trying to draw from other people to find what's missing in your life. So you are an adequate and lovable person without your attachment to another person. Keep that in mind. And I'll see you on the next video when we talk a little bit more about finding out, are you addicted? See you there.